Hello, my name is Jamison, and I'm going to talk about how I naturally increased my testosterone levels from here to here. So when I first got my blood test done in 2018 for my testosterone levels, I found that I was pretty high in my total testosterone at 1,031 nanograms per deciliter. My free testosterone was 9.28 nanograms per deciliter. My SHBG was pretty high at 89 nanomoles per liter. When I saw the high SHBG, I was pretty nervous. I wasn't sure exactly what that meant. And at this time, I actually started taking something called Afro-D. I was taking this after I took the blood test, but this was my baseline. This is exactly how I started out. My SHBG was high, and this is what I was at. I ended up actually doing another test here where I looked at a different way of calculating my free testosterone and my bioavailable testosterone, and I found that my free testosterone was calculated at 11.3 nanograms per deciliter, and my bioavailable testosterone was calculated at 313 nanograms per deciliter. So this test was in 2018, and I got tested again in 2020. And when I got tested again in 2020, I found that my testosterone levels went up to 1,142 nanograms per deciliter. Not only that, but my SHBG, my sex hormone binding globulin, went down to 70.4 nanomoles per liter. So this was estimated to have a free testosterone level of 14.42 nanograms per deciliter. Now, when I used the same calculator, I ended up getting a free testosterone estimate at 15.7 nanograms per deciliter and a bioavailable testosterone estimate at 434 nanograms per deciliter. Now, in this 2-year window, I was taking things on and off. I was taking Afro-D on and off. I moved around a little bit. I was doing a couple of different things. I actually wasn't exercising as much as I would have liked before I did this test. And I wasn't in a really great place in my life either. But after taking the herbs and after consistently taking the Afro-D for about 3 months before I took this test, I found that I had increased my testosterone level by almost a little over 100 nanograms per deciliter. And I didn't know I could go any higher. I thought 1,031 was plenty high, but I really did want to decrease my SHBG levels. So I'm working on continuing to increase my testosterone and my free testosterone, but I'm also working on decreasing my SHBG levels into a more normal range. With my free testosterone being where it is, estimated at 15.7 nanograms per deciliter, my bioavailable testosterone estimated at 434 nanograms per deciliter, I'm pretty happy with the results. So definitely check out Afro-D, check out how to take things into your own health and take things into your own hands. One of the biggest and most important things for me was this was all done naturally. I didn't use any steroids, any testosterone boosters, anything that was a prescription or over-the-counter testosterone replacement. I stuck to my health initiatives. And ask anybody who knows me. You can ask my friends. You can ask people that I've been around. I am a health nut. I am self-proclaimed. I wouldn't do anything exogenously for testosterone because I'd be too afraid and I'd be too much of a nervous wreck to do anything to increase my testosterone levels unnaturally. So I was using Afro-D, and I actually increased my testosterone levels, and I increased my free testosterone by about a little over 4 nanograms per deciliter, which is a pretty big increase from the 11.3 nanograms per deciliter, thinking that that's actually a pretty big change for people because that's usually the reference range. That's usually people's free testosterone level. So I'm going to continue taking Afro-D. I'm going to continue seeing what I can do, and I'm going to continue seeing where the results take me.